ABC Wednesdays.
Y'all complain all day. We want books. We want paper towels in the classroom. Bet you want raises, too.
I'm still waiting on the paper towels.
Abbott Elementary returns with the new season.
We asked the district for more after-school programs. They gave us $50 for class pets instead.
Critics cheer. Abbott Elementary continues to be one of the funniest and most beloved shows on TV.
What y'all doing out there?
Taking bribes.
Proud of y'all.
Abbott Elementary, Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Hey, it's me, the Quenchies. I'm that late afternoon craving you just can't shake. Wait, what's that? Welch's Grape Aid? No! Made with real fruit and no added sugar, nothing answers the call of the Quenchies like Grape Aid. Got the Quenchies? Grab a Grape Aid in your juice aisle.
Oh my God, this fax machine, it will not finish the fax. Give it to me.
Andrew, what's going on? The fax machine. Why are we still using a fax? And
I don't know. I got it at a garage sale.
You're
being too rough with it. You're being too rough with
it. You're gonna break. There you go.
Fuck this fax machine.
You ripped it. You ripped it.
Doll faces, this fax machine fiasco has got us so
We've got a new
up.
letter here, and we can't answer it unless we can read it. This fax, it's driving me crazy.
Don't you think it's time we just relax with a couple of Diet Cokes and Virginia Slims?
That's right. What the?
We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. What the Grawlix is. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. What the Grawlix is. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. What the Grawlix is.
Time flies over us, but leaves its shadow behind. A Boeing 737 flies over us and leaves a cabin door in your backyard. My name's Adam Caton Holland. This is the Grawlix Saves the World.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orbidell.
This is a comedy podcast about bettering your world, and we're here to do exactly that, aren't we, boys?
Yeah, we are. Adam, what did that one mean? Because I'm so friggin' lost. I don't understand what any
you
of
recall
that meant.
Many months ago, Boeing was having issues.
Oh, I know.
With their planes.
Uh-huh.
A writer of my caliber doesn't just come out with a topical joke. I sit on it for a while, and I think about how
you
could
marinate
this mean
it.
something more than like the funny line of the day, because I'm more than that. And so months after the Boeing fiasco, I go, okay, I think I have a take on it. And so what I do is I work it into something pretty philosophical about time flying and the meaning of our existence and the fleeting nature of Boeing stock prices. And I bring that. And so now people who enjoyed Jimmy Fallon riffing on Boeing, people who enjoyed Kimmel having a take, have had a moment to fucking collect themselves a little bit, breathe, get out of the heat of pop culture attacking you from all sides with the topical joke of the day, and come back to it 5 months later with Adam's take on it.
Adam's take. You're just you're dry aging jokes like a steak.
Yeah. And this has been an Adam's take within an Adam's Pearl.
Wow. Okay, so it's a new thing. It's a take.
It's topical jokes half a year late.
Don't you guys find that life moves so fast? Aren't you exhausted?
It moves so doggone fast.
It does. Andrew, you get it. How often do we look at each other in the face and say, guys, I just need a break. Give me a breather. I'm exhausted by the pace of modern day life, and it's wearing me down. And so I say, hey, take a breather with one of Adam's takes within one of Adam's pearls, and think about the issue 5 months later with some perspective.
I hate this. Like, I hate
this is do you remember when we got into the game? Wellness podcast.
Just being honest.
Wellness podcast. Help people out. And the rat race is just bringing people down. The rat race is exhausting them. And so I come like a balm, like an ointment, like a salve for the people to calm them down a little bit. A BOS, a bomb alt ointment.
The Neosporin of comedy, 100%. Adam Caton Holland.
And Ben's exhausted by it. Well, guess what? I'm offering you the remedy for your exhaustion. through this calm take on Boeing.
Well,
What?
well,
What's crazy is that you're jealous of me growing. That's what's crazy.
I'm not.
Yeah, Ben, let's hear you riff on something that happened 5 or 6 months ago.
But riff thoughtfully.
Let's hear a Biden joke. Let's hear a joke from when Biden was going to be the president.
Too soon.
candidate.
Too
Okay.
soon. Needs like 3 or 4 more months.
Okay.
I don't like you riffing about Boeing. I don't think your take was that interesting.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Hey, Ben, how was your weekend? How are your fucking shows? No one gives a shit. It's interesting
I
takes.
would love to talk about how my shows were
cool. Wow.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah, you got tattooed while you were performing.
Yeah, and then some Grawlix Saves the World people came out to see the show, and it was really sweet and nice. And
It's a knock on my door. People want to get back to the Boeing stuff.
it's the FAA. They're letting you know that people want. Okay, well, we'll go back to the Boeing stuff. I mean, wow. Okay. Well, I just don't know how I feel about there being any more parts to the pearls. You know, like, I don't like that. I think Andrew and I suffer through Adam's pearls. I think we've put up with you clutching your pearls.
Oh, there
Did
you
you
go.
know?
I love
ever
Adam's
since I started
pearls.
pulling pearls
You
out
like
of
them?
clams.
I love
Ever
them.
since I
You're
started
such a
pulling pearls out of clams.
sycophant.
Ever since I figured out you can get a pearl out of a clam, I've had a lot more access to pearls, which because they're just cheaper. So now I've
So
started
clam pearls are more abundant.
they're everywhere. No one ever thought to look for
The
them. They're
iron
smaller.
pyrite, the iron
integrity-
pyrite of pearls.
Right, and the integrity is not there. I'm not here to say
And
a
they're
clam
plastic.
pearl-
These are actually microplastics that have been condensed inside of the clam, and they are plastic pearls.
The point is, I'm able to do so much more than just necklaces now. Do you know I've started doing midriff type shirts for guys that are just pearls?
Whoa, like a chainmail of pearls or something?
and so
like
it's like
an
a regular
armor?
shirt. It stops about 4 inches above the belly button, but it covers your top. It covers your chest. And
Covers it
shoulders.
in
I want to be
pearls.
clear, Adam. If you give me a pearl mail shirt at Christmas, like, I think that's what you're hinting at, I'm going to
I wasn't hinting
gonna
at Christmas. I was hinting at the next live Grawlix. I've got a LEWK for the three of us, a Luke.
What is that?
Like people say, look on the internet. I learned that a year
That was
ago.
the most embarrassing.
I needed it a year ago.
That interaction between you two was
I learned it a year ago. I'm ready to talk about it now. It's a Luke. Right?
Does anybody say that anymore? I don't think I've seen that.
Well, that's the point, is that people are ready to talk about it again. Because everyone, when Luke came out, people were coming at him so intensely, no one could think about it. But I bring it a year later and say, hey, you've had some time.
Oh, that's so.
What do you think?
Hey,
of
remember
Luke?
this word? Remember this word people used for a week?
I've not heard anybody say that in so long, Adam. And you really, I get it now.
Do you see what I'm
get it.
doing?
Yeah, you're sitting on the egg.
LEWK.
You're sitting on the egg and waiting for it to be ready to hatch. You're not trying to
Exactly.
force. And I see it now. Oh,
It's
my
more
God.
that the egg's hatched, and I've kept the shell and I've put it back together, and I'm saying, remember the egg?
There's an indentation in this nest where an egg used to be.
Exactly.
Feel it.
It's exactly
Feel it.
it. Andrew gets it.
I put the egg back together and ask, do you remember the egg?
I think I'm doing a lot of important work up front here. For people that can't handle all this input that comes in on a daily basis, I'll break it down later through Adam's Takes on Adam's Pearls. We have to get to a letter, guys.
Well, and I will say that right about now is where Ron has almost put his hand through his desk because he's so mad about that riff.
Right about
LEWK.
now. Let's play that real quick.
Oh, so you're just coming around to talking about that song too?
Right
huh?
about now.
Funk soul
Ron, put that
brother.
in when you're mad every time.
Right about now.
Okay. Well, as we teased during the
I do want to say, if that intro accomplished nothing, it definitely confused and infuriated Ben in a way that's very honest.
Yeah.
I just don't like it, and I don't want it to come back. And
I've known you long enough to know when you genuinely wish something would stop. And I can recognize that on your face right now. He's like rubbing
One
his
thing
face.
is, he rubs his face, he picks his nose,
He's
and
being
he was
a good
like,
sport, but
he was
would
like,
so like to stop this.
he was pruning his mustache. Yeah.
Ben,
okay.
I genuinely exhausted Ben with that intro.
Okay,
And that's
well-
why this has been another one of Adam's exhaustions.
There's more of them.
Adam's psychic warfare.
So wait, so now there's
Yeah, Adam's psychic warfare on
okay.
Ben. And Ron, I think like machine guns and people screaming and maybe somebody trying to get on a helicopter, but they miss it. They miss the
So
leg.
we have
Yeah,
a
if you can make
letter-
the audio, if you can make the audio equivalent of someone missing their helicopter in
Yeah.
the jungle.
Maybe
we-
their hands
we have
slapping
a-
against the helicopter, but they don't.
a fucking letter today. We have a fucking letter, and I would love to just get to this fucking.
I have it. So normally producer Ron reads our letters, but he is MIA. We have seen neither hide nor hair of him here in Rift City.
No.
What the fuck does that even mean? What is
We don't
going
know.
on? Just
Ben-
say we haven't heard from him in a minute. Why are you saying we haven't seen hide nor hair of him? Why are you saying shit like that? What is wrong with you both? What
I'm
happened?
using my full vocabulary. What got into you today, Benny boy?
Don't call me Benny Boy. I don't. This whole thing.
Can you guys shut up? I have to Venmo the cleaning lady. Hold on.
Wow. Real world problems.
Okay, so
Okay, I Venmo'd her. I'm
All
back.
right.
are you putting on are those your real glasses or are they your light glasses, Andrew? Or are those your glasses
are my
for driving
shooting
at
glasses.
night? Or are they?
Those are just
These are my shooters. These
They're
are my
shooters.
shooting glasses. For when I take shots, I got a little whiskey in my eye once and I never again. So I bring these with
Smart.
me. Okay.
Smart.
These are reading glasses, you piece of shit.
Jeez.
All right, I've got the letter. Here we go. This is from a listener, Bess W.
Yes.
Bess W.
Real quick,
And this is,
when we nominate Best Intro of the Year, let's remember this one. Let's flag it.
you know, I think I'm not going to remember this one for probably 5 or 6 months. But after that, yes, definitely.
And see, Andrew comes to play, Ben, whereas you just get frustrated.
I've never wanted to like hear the letter and just get to the letter quicker than I have now. Because
Andrew knows how to podcast, whereas you maybe need to go back to podcast school because you forgot a lot of what they taught you. The fundamentals have escaped you.
I'm exhausted already. I'm sad, and there's a part of me that misses my friends, and I don't know where they've gone, and I'm sorry. So
All right, here, dude, riffing and goofing. All right, here we go. This is from Bess W. She starts us off. Here's one of my problems.
Oh,
Bess,
boy.
keep them
Oh, boy,
coming.
Bess.
We love listener problems, so keep them coming. My 16-year-old son. I know it's cliche, but he used to be at least mildly helpful and sweet. But now it's like a different creature is in there, like a werewolf. The level of entitlement,
Oh, shit, a Teen Wolf situation?
disrespect. This could be. We'll see. We'll see when
Okay,
we get into
okay.
it. The level of entitlement, disrespect, aggression, and contempt coming from him casts a pall over the whole family. I know not all the Grawlix guys have been through this with their own kids, but you've all been 16-year-old boys. Please tell me this gets better. I know the days of mommy, I like you most of the best are long gone, but I don't know what to do with the outright hatred besides loving him no matter what. That's the letter. We're going to dig into it in Act 2.
That's
Bess was wrong. I have not been a 16-year-old boy. It was so intense I took a knee, and only now am I able to process being 16.
So you're saying you're going back now?
No, I'm saying I never was 16. It was that intense.
So is this beard really confusing to you? You're like, Mommy, my face is changing.
Bess is in luck because in the second act, I will experience 16 because I'm ready.
Wow, finally. We get to experience Adam's sweet 16.
You're like sitting on something and then waiting for it to come up later on.
It's so intense. Input comes at you all the time so fast and hard that 16 forced me to shut down.
You internalized
and I'm ready now
it.
at 44 to examine it.
Well, we're going to take a break. We have to pay some bills. If you're a Patreon member, you get to skip those bills because we give you ad
do this podcast
free episodes. Ben, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
That's my job.
Ben, you're contractually in this podcast for another 25 years. We don't give a shit if you want to do it or not.
I know what I signed. And
when we get back, we're going to dig into Best W's letter, and we're going to meet Sweet 16 Adam Caden Holland. So stick around.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
This episode is brought to you by CarMax. Searching for your next car? Don't settle. Thrive. At CarMax, it's easy to shop online or in person. With upfront pricing and tools designed to help, finding a car you love has never been easier. Plus, you can sell or trade in your current vehicle with an online offer in minutes. No strings attached. Start shopping now to find a car you'll love at CarMax.com. CarMax, the way it should be.
Making everyone happy on vacation isn't easy, but you know what is? Going to Aruba. All you have to do is walk out your door to find pristine pools, relaxing white sand beaches, and an island teeming with outdoor activities that'll put a smile on any face. You won't just feel great, you'll all feel great, filled with a calmer, more peaceful vibe that radiates Aruba's warmth. And the best part is, it never fades. That's the Aruba effect. Plan your family trip at Aruba.com.
He's been in the bathroom for 45 minutes, Ben. I think it's a problem.
Well,
Adam!
No.
We are podcasting! Get down here now!
I think
I'm losing my temper.
I know you are, but I think what the potential is that you could create a complex in him where he becomes very insecure about it. And this is a very...
I'm just saying if he's doing some sort of natural 16-year-old boy activity, that's fine. But 45 minutes?
Yes,
that's what I'm worried about.
He's exploring.
Hey guys, sorry. I think my stomach's upset. I think I got sick or something.
Adam, what is in the back of your shirt? Is this my Victoria's Secret? Have you been going through the junk mail and taking my Victoria's Secret?
It's not yours. It says current resident.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fair point.
God,
well, we are back.
You guys won't let me do anything.
Thanks to the magic of podcasting, we're here with 16-year-old Adam Caden Holland.
Hi.
And we have a letter to address from our listener, Best B. And I'll just kind of paraphrase.
Podcast is thebomb.com.
Okay, so let's get to it.
She's got an issue with her 16-year-old. Her 16-year-old, she says, is... it's like a different creature almost, like a werewolf. The level of entitlement, disrespect, aggression, and contempt coming over him casts a pall over the whole family. And she knows that the days of him being a doting little kid are gone, but I don't know what to do with the outright hatred besides loving him no matter what. So this is a great letter. And like Bess pointed out, some of us have dealt with teens. Some of us are actively dealing with teens. Some of us will be dealing with teens, but all of us were at one point teens.
And I am currently a teen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the logic of this podcast that I'm following.
Teenage Adam, we're going to need you to leave the door unlocked. We will not come in, but I would prefer that you did not lock the door while you're in there for that.
We will
long.
knock. We will knock, but
I'm going to give you
no
your privacy.
locked doors in this
please
house.
don't lock the door in this house.
Fine. Then I will make a red light, green light piece of paper and hang it on my doorknob. And I will ask that you
Can I ask you, you just came
light.
up with that so quickly. Was that something that actually happened in your home?
No, my 5-year-old son Malcolm has already made one.
Oh, is he really? And he's got a red light, green light on his door?
Yeah, he like has a red, it's just a piece of paper that's red and green, says stop, go. And he like made string and he hung it on his doorknob. And when he's pissed, he'll go in there and slam the door and turn it to red.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah.
I want to
my
do that. That is
God.
fucking genius.
I want a red light, green light.
Dude, come over. I have so much construction paper. I can make you guys one.
I don't want to hang out with
Wow.
you. Stop trying to get us to come over and do crafts with
No,
you.
I'll
and
make
your
my own. But thanks, Adam.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you, though.
Okay, whatever.
You do want to connect. I know teenage Adam craves a connection with his two dads, but it's
I know.
hard.
We shouldn't have
We're-
ran off. We shouldn't have Thelma and Louise as his two dads.
Wait, are you guys gonna
It goes the other way too, ladies. Ben and I out on the road
Yep.
in our
We're
convertible.
going to drive this convertible straight off into a landfill after this, or a rock quarry, whatever it was that they drove into. But all right. Well, the usual rules apply. Best, thank you. You reached out to 3 professionals. Of course, this is still a podcast. Rules do apply. This is competitive advice giving. So we will be competing for those.
And I have to say, more than the average letter, I feel like we are uniquely tuned up for this because our average episode has so many butt and dick and ball jokes in it
Sure.
that we are right there at that 16-year-old mindset.
Oh,
we
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah,
dialed
yes.
in. We are dialed in.
Yeah, I still will masturbate with the door unlocked.
Thanks,
in the
Ben.
house, in the bathroom, 45,
Ben,
50 minutes.
You have a roommate and she
Yeah, my
doesn't
roommate
appreciate
will be like, what's he doing in there? But the difference is now I'm not ashamed. So I'll be like, I'm masturbating. Don't come in. And I will let her know. Please don't
worst
come
thing.
in. I'm not going poop. I'm masturbating. So I will let her know.
You hand her a card that says that like a deaf mute person. and then
It
you
comes
look her
out
in
from
the
under
eye.
the door. It comes out from under the door.
No,
I'm not
no,
taking
I
a poop.
too have
I'm masturbating.
a double-sided paper, but mine is just white and brown, and then that lets her know what's happening in the bathroom.
Oh my God. Okay. So we have established our emotional maturity level at boom, 16 exactly.
Oh, the construction paper's on white. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Was I making too much noise?
Yeah.
This one's going to be a while. You might want to pee outside. He's very creative. He's very creative.
Okay. I hope your kid doesn't listen to this mess.
I think Andrew won the last one.
I'll go last.
So Andrew, you will be going last. That means it's between you and me, Benny boy.
He hates that nickname.
Rock, paper, scissors.
1, 2, shoot. Just one time.
Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go.
1,
2,
shoot. Scissors.
1, 2, shoot. Damn it.
Paper, I win.
Yeah.
I will go second.
Oh,
all right.
Wow. Okay. This is tough. Best, as you know, through listening to this podcast, I am probably the one who has the child closest to these kinds of things, or is, I guess, who has already been through sort of this, for lack of a better word, phase. I think this is really tough because there is a fine line of letting your kid just kind of work through their own emotions and whatnot. But my advice will always be, and I know as an angry teenage kid, I'm going back to what I would have liked. I think getting your child into therapy is always a great idea from an early age, getting them into that process, finding them a neutral person that they can connect with, that they can speak with, candidly, because some of their issues may be with you, even though you may not have done anything. It's authority in general. It's the head of the household. It's you wanting to nurture, you wanting that child back. There are things you're doing out of love that you don't know that are affecting how your child is behaving. You know, we have a lot of blind spots as parents. And I'm realizing that now. My son is 19 and he's getting to the age where he's starting to tell me, like, you know, leave me alone. I'm an adult. You don't have to be a parent to me anymore. You know, and they want to say that at that age. And they're like, it's so goofy because they're kind of in the middle of like getting like, you know, being independent, but they can't be fully independent yet. So my advice in this situation would be, if at all possible, if you have the means, because I know sometimes that's prohibitive to some people, would be to get your child into therapy. And I know in a lot of states, as it relates to children, there are programs for therapy that are sliding scale, that you can check with your county or your state that you may qualify for if you know, your income is an issue, if cost prohibitiveness is an issue. But I know that when I was younger, I was a real angry teenager, real mad. I was the same way. If I had a problem, it was everybody else's problem. I'm still sort of that way. And
tell me about it.
So you are really behaving insubordinately right now, Adam, Kate, and Holland.
Gels much?
No, okay. Don't sass me, okay, while I'm giving my advice, and you know the rules, and you're just being okay. Don't roll your eyes at me.
I'm
okay. Anyway, so I think my personal opinion is that from myself, I had great therapists. I one in particular really helped me a lot, and I started to look forward to it as a place where I could vent about everything without judgment, about my friends, about like a relationship, like girlfriends or girl issues, or my parents, most importantly, because I was really mad at them. Even though I may not necessarily have had a right to be at that time, I was very angry. So that's my advice. Start them off in therapy, get them on that track. And now I see therapy as a necessary part of adulthood because of that as well. So that's mine.
Dang, dude, that's very good advice. That's going to be hard to sort of get around because I'm a believer in what Ben said as well. Strong showing out the gates. And you know, I hate to say that about you.
I know you do, and especially at 16, where your hormones are coursing through your body.
Yeah,
and you just want to put that mic down and get back to that bathroom, but you are here.
Adam, just thanks for even the precious time you can give us.
Yeah, and I know you're
I want to
so
get high with my friends.
Stoned right now. That's what I was going to say.
I am
clearly stoned.
But I'm coming down, and I want to go out and just drive around with my friends and get high.
Yeah. But you don't. You have to give some advice. So what's your advice, Adam?
My advice is, and again, I think Ben had really good advice there. I think if the kiddo, ask them like, you know, in a calmer moment, just to piggyback Ben's for a minute. Hey, like you seem pissed lately, you know, when you're in a good moment. Is like, would you think therapy would help you? I don't know. I don't want to be, you know, just like not trying to be a narc, but if you're into it, ask the kid. They might be more into it than you think. And I think children of this generation are way more open to the concept of therapy and mental health than ours and the previous generation.
It is very funny to mention. Someone being, hey, I'm not trying to be a narc, but have you considered therapy? It's an amazing way to put it.
Cops, like narcotics officers, that's what they do, is they try to get their perpetrators into therapy.
I mean, in a perfect system, that would be great.
But we don't live in what? We don't live in a perfect system. So
since when?
All right. Adam, what's yours?
So I've got, it's hard for me to relate because I have a 5 and a 3-year-old, and I'm terrified of the day when they're like, you're not the hero anymore, Dad, because it's pretty fun to have these little boys that like look up to you and want to play with you and want all your time. It's cool. And I'm going to miss that when it's gone. But early on, a friend of mine who's an older, he's like late 50s and has kind of more grown kids. He gave me some advice unsolicited, but it was about teenagers. And he said, essentially, he's like, you know, they're hard at this age. Wait till you see them as teenagers, was kind of that talk. And basically what he said, he's like, it's taken me my whole time being a dad to realize my job is to make the home the safe space for every ugly feeling, emotion, all of it. Like if they feel comfortable enough around me and the family and the home space to just be their ugly, complicated selves and even be a dick to me, whatever, that is the space I want to create for them. If they're out in society being great and everyone's like, your kid's fucking great, and you're like, yeah, well, they're a monster to me, that's okay. That's a win, because it is almost like a form of love and comfort that they can be that ugly in front of you and be that sort of laid bare and pure, and even as ugly and hard to endure as it is, in front of you. It shows that you're a safe space. So maybe you need to think of it not as like what happened to him, but like, oh, you're still safe enough as his mom that he can let every ugly side of himself be shown in the house and know that you're still going to love him. And then he goes out and maybe gets that out of his system, and because every teenager has complicated emotions that they're trying to deal with, and then they're great because they vented at home. It's better that than venting on some kid and beating them up, or venting online and being a fucking weirdo and you know, that we all know could lead to other type of fucked up shit. So maybe, and again, I don't know the context of it, maybe view this as you're doing a good job versus you're doing a bad job, and that you've created a loving enough space where your kid is being themselves in every ugly facet of themselves. And that's a good job, mom, making the space safe enough. So it's hard, but continue to do that and just love, and hope that they work through this shit, because every teenager goes through this shit. That's
okay. All right.
Okay.
This is tough, Andrew, because you've got some that these are, you may have to go like bonkers advice now, because it's
actually not tough at all, because neither of you have addressed the actual issue in this fucking.
Okay, yeah. So I can see it. I like what he's doing.
I don't know what the fuck you guys were talking. Love. Maybe go find some therapy. Werewolves are weak against Silver. You need to catch him in the daytime when he can't transform. You tie him to the bed.
Andrew.
You get.
Do not tie your child to the bed, and Silver is expensive.
You can undo
right
this lycanthropy, but you're going to need a monster hunter. You're going to need, and they're you can find them in the old country, but we're bankrupt on them here in the States. So it's going to be tough. No, in all seriousness, both you guys did give great advice. And yeah, I currently have a 15-year-old, and I never thought that my daughter and I were so close. I never thought that, I know that, you know, teenagers could be shitty, but I was like, I don't think my daughter will ever be that way. But it's just like a switch, just magically one day a switch just gets flipped, and you just become this like lame person in their life, because they now they're looking outside the home for their social groups. They're bonding in a different way with their friends. They're also interested in other people, like romantically, for the first time ever, maybe in their life. And your
and that
role
sends your whole world upside down when you're like, okay, wait, now this is like my well-being is whether this person likes me or not.
Right.
Yeah. And so that was devastating to me. I was very sad about that, and I just kind of couldn't believe it. And even now I still deal with it. I'm like, I can't believe I'm the coolest dad you know. And it turns out that's still woefully uncool for a teenager.
and that's also untrue. I'm the coolest dad she knows.
No.
My new special Fatherhood streaming on Hulu right now, and I think everyone who watched that would see I'm the coolest dad.
Your new special is called Fatherhood?
Streaming.
It's called Wallpaper. Fatherhood was the Cosby one. My bad.
Cool. Yeah. Same.
Lateral move.
Okay, let's move on from that. And anyway, so
yeah, it is tough, but I can look back to when I was a 16-year-old boy, and
so 1911.
Fuck you.
1912 was when he turned 13. He was born in 1890.
What was the Kaiser situation in Germany right then?
Shut up. I'm giving my advice.
Okay,
Don't make me sound the fucking Ernest Horn for my regular ass advice.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
All
All right.
right.
Leave
I
the
don't wanna hear
drawbridge.
it.
I got my finger on the fucking button right here.
It's like this piercing siren. It hurts us so bad.
I've got like a suicide bomber vest, but it's the earnestness horn.
Andrew's in the fucking underground parking garage. He's got the earnestness horn strapped around his chest.
I was just about the worst teenage son anyone could get. I was so bad. I was just got into trouble all the time. I was getting into trouble.
Andrew.
I'm serious. I was stealing from my mom. I tried to pawn my mom's engagement ring. I went through her jewelry box. Because she'd gotten divorced from my dad, and I was like, why would she need this old ring? They got divorced. She caught me with that, by the way. That wasn't just like me getting away with something. Very bad kid. I would sneak out all the time at night. She would try to punish me. She'd be like, you're grounded. And I'd be like, well, I'm leaving anyway. So what are you going to do about it? Because I was like, grounding is this ephemeral notion that you have. So I was a very bad kid. I was so bad as a kid that I had to leave the house for a time, and I was not allowed to live there. Because I was really bad. I wasn't just like an emotional storm cloud over the house. I was just an asshole actively, stealing money, stealing whatever I could, getting into trouble.
You've ever heard any of this? This is all new to me,
I mean,
and I wish I'd known this
troubling.
prior to having a podcast with a guy to sort of
would explain why our bottom line keeps getting
and we might have more hands in the till
below us.
I think.
Where's my engagement ring?
Adam, you lost your engagement ring, didn't you?
In a fire.
But I was a really bad kid, and my parents never suggested therapy. I guess this being the 80s, it just didn't seem like a thing. There was never any kind of, maybe you could go to therapy. They just, my parents just weathered the storm. They just put up with me. They didn't disown me, although they legally did emancipate me. But they didn't. They were never like, we don't love you anymore, or I had to pay for a lot of the consequences of my actions. But I always knew that my parents loved me, even while I was being a huge piece of shit. And that period of my life went away, and I turned it around. And
now you're an award-winning podcast.
And
we won an award?
Yeah.
An award.
When?
A Razzie.
A Razzie.
Oh. You guys didn't invite me to the ceremony or anything?
They didn't invite you. It was just to me and Andrew.
Wow.
So...
yeah, it's probably best. You don't want the creator of the mastermind there. He's bound
Yeah.
to rip the whole thing apart. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my advice would be to weather the storm and know that all teenage boys are terrible. I've only known terrible teenage boys, and if you can endure this on the back end, your kid will come out. And I think Adam kind of touched on this, but also just realize that it's a new phase of being a parent. You have to kind of set aside the golden years where your kid was coming up and they were like doting on you and you were like the kind of the most important person in their world. And now you're not the most important person in their world at all. Their friends are the most important people. Their anyone that they're looking to like partner with is their most important person. And so you've just like have a new kind of role to them, even though to you, they're the most important person to you. It kind of has been flipped around. So you just have to.
So your advice, Andrew, I just want to ask.
Yeah, where are we clocking in at?
Yeah, first of all, and also second of all, how do you reconcile with the fact that your parents did that and you're telling her to do that, but you're still a piece of shit?
I'm not a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
No, see, that's what a piece of shit would do. You'd get defensive and not try to like craft a real argument as to why you're not a piece of shit. You just came back with, I'm not, you are, because you're definitely a piece of shit. And look at Adam, doesn't want to say it, because Adam is afraid of the turmoil you brought to this house.
Oh, I remember a while back, Andrew and I were eating clam chowder. They give us one bag of little oyster crackers. What's Andrew do? He grabs 15 of them, puts them in his purse, and just takes them.
I know. And he doesn't own a purse. That was the purse from the table
I
next
stole
to him.
the purse.
Yeah, he stole
Unreal.
the purse.
Just for the cracker, just to keep the crackers in.
One's fine.
I want to add another thing to this.
I'm not done. I'm not done. You cut me off. I was
okay. Well, cool. I guess we'll start a third hour of the pod because Andrew's not done.
Finishing up. I was putting a bow on mine. I was wrapping it up.
How are you going to wrap a bow around a pile of diarrhea? You'll like go to tighten it, but it'll sink in the shit.
I was going to say, how are you going to wrap a bow around a blue whale? Because this is the longest fucking advice.
How dare you?
Ours?
Ben has gone on and on and on.
A blue whale full of diarrhea.
Yeah. You're going to squeeze it out the ass end of this whale. Go ahead, finish it up.
Okay, here's my advice. Weather the storm if you have to. And
said that like 5 fucking times.
Yeah.
And you've become the asshole on this episode.
And just acknowledge how your relationship has changed from the two different perspectives. There. Okay, there. That's all I wanted to say.
Jesus. That was so fucking long, dude. I'm tired. God.
Inner Adam has become 17 over the course of Andrew's advice. I was 16.
Well, I
now 17.
see that greasy mustache coming in.
Yeah, and I have a job at Quiznos. I bake the subs. I put them into the fucking
But sometimes you don't put your gloves on because you're being lazy. And,
I don't care.
Yeah, and I don't want you making... And a businessman yelled at you and you grabbed your crotch and told him to suck it. Anyway.
And then I listened to a fucking shit ton of ska in the parking lot.
Yeah, dude. I was going to add, I've always taken it as sort of, not really a point of pride, but it's a positive thing that I am not my son's friend. That he went through that period of being frustrated or disliking me, because I do think it's important for there to be a healthy delineation between friend and parent, because my job is not to be his fucking friend. My job is not to, because friends often have terrible advice that is not, they often will push you in the wrong direction. And my job as a parent is to often push my child into the direction that may not be the most appealing way, but it's the responsible, healthiest way for him, which is how a lot of decisions are made in adult life. So
Andrew and my job is to be Milo's friend.
Exactly. And that's why when you guys have been giving him like weed and you guys have taken him to concerts that I don't approve of.
He gets us into theme parks that he works at.
Yeah. I don't think you guys should be hanging out with my son as much as you are.
I think it is fine. He's 19. He's an adult. He can make his own decisions. He can have two best friends in their 40s.
Well,
and that's legal.
The fact that you guys continuously borrow money off him that you are not paying back.
Friends can borrow money from each other. What's the fucking problem with that?
What was that for?
All right. It's time to vote.
All right, so let me recap it. Mine was get your kid into therapy. Adam's was make your home a safe and comfortable place for your child. And Andrew's was do nothing. So here is exactly. I mean, basically, that's what Andrew said.
But at least he was brief about it.
Oh God, this is a tough one. It's hard. I don't know that I entirely agree with Adam.
Then I'm off the pod.
He left. Wow.
Ben, just give him the safe space for these outbursts.
I know.
It's better he does it here than shoot up his school. It's better he does it here.
The reason,
hey guys, I'm back. Can I borrow $50?
You're just
the teen boy experience.
You're just going to buy a half ounce with that. Everybody knows that that's what you're going to do with it.
Dad, a half ounce doesn't even cost that much anymore because it's legal. Fuck.
It doesn't? Is it cheaper than $50 now?
I don't know. I'm about weed and fucking so long.
Oh, well, anyway. I I don't know if I agree with that. Because I do think you still have to demand.
My advice might have been long, but your decision making is killing me. You only have two choices.
You are
flip a
grasping.
coin.
Name a
Jesus
name.
Christ.
Grasping straws. You're grasping at straws, trying to undo the wickedness that you did in your time by just fucking. Just talking nonsense. Oh, look what my parents did. They let me steal. They
didn't let
set
me
fires.
steal.
Yeah, you did. You said they
didn't
just
let
let
me
you
steal.
whatever.
He said they made him steal.
I'm saying that they still showed me love, even though I was. They could have murdered me, and they would be telling people that story, and people would just be nodding.
Yeah, but I don't agree with
agreement.
that. I think you have to have very clear parameters of what's right and wrong with your kid, and show them there's accountability. If you take an engagement ring, you are out of your fucking mind, and like you're going to deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah. So what would the consequences be? They'd be like, you're grounded. I'd
Go
be
to
like,
jail.
I'm leaving.
You send them to jail. You pay for them to go to jail.
You pay for them.
Yes, you go to the sheriff's and you say, "Here's $1,000. Put my son in fake jail for a little while."
I did steal my dad's checkbook, and I spent a whole summer forging checks to get a Pizza Hut pizza every single day.
Shit, Andrew.
And he took me to a lawyer because he said he was going to sue me. And I'm sure that was what that was. It was supposed to be like a scared straight thing where this lawyer was like, this is a felony. What you've done is this check forging is and it didn't work, but my dad tried. He tried
when I was 12 years old, my mom found my pack of cigarettes and tried to smoke the pack in front of me. Like she came home smoking, walking around the house, and I was like, my mother has lost her mind. My mom was
like,
wait,
not
she
the
was
trope
smoking?
of you smoke the pack. She's like, I'll smoke the pack.
Yeah,
the
so
whole
she's
pack.
smoking, and
Look
I'm like,
at how bad this is hurting
and
me.
my mom was staunchly.
I would feel terrible if she's like coughing and shit.
Anti-cigarette. My mom's just walking around the house chain smoking one day.
Wow.
And I'm
I
like,
love that.
my mother has lost her mind. It was psychological. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing? And then I saw the pack, and it was the exact same pack. They were GPC full flavors.
Just a crushed soft pack.
Yeah, it was a soft pack. And I was like, Ma, you're not even smoking good cigarettes, is what I told her.
Oh,
And-
nice.
Look in
and-
the mirror, Ben.
Wait, you were 12 when that happened?
Yeah, was doing shit I shouldn't have done when I was younger.
Ben's Woody Guthrie. Did you not know that?
Smoking GPCs at 12? That is hardcore,
Oh
dude.
yeah, it was at fucking a show 7 towns over. He had to get on the train. What are you gonna
Dude,
do? Not smoke?
no, we didn't have a train where I'm from. Well, it was a freight train. We did ride those. But
Yeah, what do you
anyway,
Oh,
Then
no, he was
that's
talking
a
about
train.
Amtrak.
I am going. This is really hard because I don't like either of your advice. I think
Oh,
both
cool.
of sets of advice of yours are just live and let your kid
But
run rampant.
remember who only took a minute to say it versus an hour.
That's it. And Adam, you got my vote because you, yes. So
Okay, all right.
Adam,
My vote is for Ben. Andrew, that was dog shit. I don't even know if you approached an answer.
all right. And I have
Wow.
a feeling that is partially because Adam knows that you're still in the lead on advice wins, and there's a little bit of teenage animosity in there too.
Yeah, Adam's 16, so outbursts like that are par for the course.
Yes.
Fine. All right, I'm voting Ben because my 15-year-old does go to therapy. They have therapy every other week. It's not really optional for them. It's not like a punishment.
That's the thing. Make it a requirement. They'll learn to love it. They'll learn to like it. But anyway, finish what you were saying.
But yeah, I mean, it was basically, we just told my kid, like, this is somebody you could talk to about truly anything. You don't have to worry about, what your parents could think of this or that. And we just kind of set it up like that. It's like, I
They
think,
are a fake shrink that gives us a weekly report like a detective would.
Yes, they do.
Holy shit. Yeah. Don't do that either.
They, yeah. But yeah, I think the therapy is great. I mean, I don't even know if I could see the tangible benefit of the therapy because I'll talk to her about the therapy. Like, how's therapy going? How's that? Fine, good, So who knows? But I think everyone can benefit from therapy, and certainly
Absolutely.
a kid who's trying to navigate their hormones and everything. And if your kid doesn't like the therapist, keep looking for a therapist that they do connect with, and maybe a therapist who's good with teenagers and this specific
and at the
kind of
risk of saying the obvious and sounding overly woke or performative, it's also incredibly important for dudes to continue understanding that it is okay to vent their frustrations and anxieties and
talking to a therapist is a great way to do that. You can talk to somebody outside of these stupid social roles that get stamped on a teenage boy. But also, like Ben said, there are a lot of programs for kids. They might have one through their school, even somewhere you can like sample therapy. You can do like, I don't know. I think I gave you like 3 sessions free, which seems fucked up to me because it's like right as soon as you start making headway, they're like, well, guess it's going to be $200 an hour from here on out, which is a bummer. But
yes,
if you can make therapy work, I think that would be a great one. Unfortunately,
I think Ben deserves this win.
But
Therapy is a really good call. But before we close the books, Andrew, would you like to reconsider and vote for me?
No.
Okay. Then Ben gets the win. Congrats to Ben.
What is the before we close the book?
I just was seeing if Andrew wanted to change his mind.
We've never
minute.
done that before, Adam.
This is an evolving podcast. That's what's so exciting about it.
Oh my God. It sounds like somebody has.
Maybe you're not ready to talk about it now, but in 5 months from now, you'll be ready to handle it, and I'll bring it back up.
This sounds like
input comes at you.
It sounds
so
like
fast
somebody
these days.
maybe needs to go see their therapist again and have a little talk with their doctor about why they're feeling so aggressive towards their daddy.
Oh, Dr.
Both their
Laura's
daddies.
well aware of my issues towards my dads.
We left for 16 years. Get over it. We're
How
back.
long are you going to? We were dating. We were driving around the country. Andrew was doing that contortionist thing on Pearl Street.
They said, watch whatever you want. Here's a bunch of cereal. And they left.
Was there not a lot of cereal?
There was a lot of cereal.
Are you not still alive? Then our job is done. Okay.
All right. We got to get to the third act.
Thank you for messaging in, Bess. Good luck. This is a minefield of a time, but I'm sure you're doing the best you can. And any little bits of help you can, just love your kid and let them go to therapy. Yeah, so let's go to the third act.
Let's take a break. Let's listen to some live stand-up comedy from our show. This is actually taken from the High Plains Comedy Festival in September.
Yeah.
This is the hilarious Django Gold. And when we get back, best third act in the game. So stick around.
Stay tuned.
I'm single. It's awful. Don't believe those Kathy comic strips. It's rank propaganda from start to finish. Being single stinks, man. You gotta go to the movies by yourself. Which means you gotta walk up to the box office and say the saddest sentence that's ever been uttered in the English language. 1 ticket for Ant-Man, please. Your smallest conceivable popcorn. Hey, you gotta sit by yourself in the back of a dark theater like some kind of pervert, you know? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just waiting for Timothée Chalamet to get on screen. He's 60 pounds of pure talent. Which, by the way, now that you guys brought it up, what's with that guy? Like, how do we get to the point in our society or whatever, where our A-list Hollywood hunk is like this weird forest elf? It looks like he travels around by grabbing onto a dandelion stem. Like, I don't want to date myself too much here, but back in my day, our stud du jour was a fella by the name of Brad Pitt. Yeah. He had normal adult dimensions. He slept in a bed and not a shoebox with a marshmallow for a pillow.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 45% off select styles. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Welcome back to Act 3, Third Actors. Nice to see you. Hope the FF on your phone was functioning appropriately. You didn't have to hit it a bunch of times. I hope it was a smooth fast forward for you.
Fast forwarding 15 seconds at a time. You are a true champion.
I do that in the car, like when the ads come and you're just like hitting it, and then you're slammed in the back of a Tesla, just a Cybertruck, just hanging off the back of a Cybertruck because that thing won.
Just crumpled.
We had a great episode, and I'd like to thank our Patreon supporter who wrote us that letter. We really appreciate you guys writing in, and I hope that you appreciate our help because it is board certified, doctor approved.
And I hope it gets better. I mean, it will get better one way or the other because that child will move out at some point. So worst case
doesn't take care of itself.
Scenario.
Our advice didn't work. They're gone in 2 years. Forget about it.
Maybe, or maybe they never leave.
You
They
know, that's
move
what
into
they
the
do in
basement.
most foreign countries. They basically live with the parents until they're married. That the American out at 18 thing is strictly
unique?
American. When I lived in
Interesting.
Spain, there were two 30-year-olds that were just in the house that their parents were there.
That's insane.
Yeah, the parents
We
were
should have
60.
saved this for the act
They were
4. Maybe
30.
maybe this is what we'll talk about.
I will, because one guy was real weird. And then they had, foreign exchange students in their house to make a little extra money. But then, the daughter got married off, I learned, and she moved out. But you stay with your parents for a long time. You stay
just
in
like
the nest.
running a hostel,
Yeah, man.
basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Andrew, I heard you kind of when we weren't recording, you were really revving up for the plug song. Literally.
Oh, yeah. Getting hyped. Plugs.
I love that. That had a kind of airfare quality to it. Like there's jets going overhead pretty soon,
Oh, air show.
Air
Yeah.
show.
Airfare
is something
no one
I
calls
run.
it an airfare. An airfare, more fanciful. It's more blowing on dandelions.
It's more actors playing planes, and they're sort of running around the field. And
You've heard of the Ren Fair. Wait till you go to the air fair.
It's way
finally a
safer.
mashup of the air show and the Ren Fair, two of the most esoteric experiences possible.
There's a Viking on a jet, just like on the top of it. Holy shit!
There's five dudes in blue suits. It's the Blue Angels.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I fucked it up. Okay, air show. God damn
It just showed your lofty heritage that you don't know. I've been to multiple air shows, so I know the term.
Papa,
I've
take
been
me
down
to the
there.
car fair. You mean NASCAR? yes, the car fair.
Amazing. Well, I have a great show coming up. If you're listening to this the week it comes out, I'm doing a rad show this Saturday. The Bug Theater is celebrating their 30th anniversary,
Holy
which is
smokes.
insane. 30 years of the Bug Theater. It's an absolute all you can eat buffet of Bugfay. Nice, man. That's why we pay you a little bit more.
Yep.
An absolute Bugfay for the senses. There's stand-up. There's going to be, I think, some improv. There's some burlesque even. You name it. That's going to be this
Alex
Saturday.
is stripping, right? Alex is going to show her skin.
Alex specifically.
Hell yeah.
Is going to come out. And everyone, it is a fundraiser. So, stuff a tenner into Alex's manties if you can. And it is a fundraiser, but it's also an awesome show this Saturday, October 19th. You can get tickets at the show notes. And if you've lived in Denver for forever, or you are brand new to the city, the Bug Theater is an institution, and it's such a cool venue. And as we lose cool venues, I'm so happy that the bug still exists and that we have an opportunity to do a cool show and hopefully raise a little scratch in the process.
Yeah,
so,
dude. And like so many people that come to the Grawlix shows found us through whatever, and they're like, what is this theater? They love it. And like they learn about the bug and then they go back and frequent shows there.
Yeah, it's off the beaten path. You could drive by it 100 times in your life living in Denver and never know it was there. But once you find it, you're like, wow, this is a cool little spot. It just has, there's something about a well-lived-in venue that can't be faked. It can't be artificially designed. You just feel it kind of in the bones when
Absolutely,
you're in there.
man.
Like, this is a cool spot.
And we are lucky, keeping the love for the bug. We're lucky to do the show there, the Grawlix, every month. And this month is a certified banger. I just got the certification back in the mail. I sent it to the National Comedy. I submitted it because I felt like maybe this show could be certified banger. National Comedy Academy, boom, stamped it, sent it back. So that's huge. We have Derek Sheen, Mandy Kay, and headliner Brooks Wheelan. That is unfucking real. Derek Sheen's headlined the show before. And we're going to bring all of our Grawlix fun as well. So get tickets now. That's October 26th at the aforementioned Bug Theater.
That is going to be an amazing show. So great. 2 great shows of the Bug this month. Come out and support.
Ben isn't here. You probably noticed that. So let's just sort of pitch on a show that Ben would like us to plug. Just somewhere that Ben is. What's Ben doing?
Ben is doing a week-long comedy festival. It's called the Tuscaloosa Toots.
Yep.
And he's doing all of the 2 a.m. shows there. They're paying him $17 and he had to pay his own airfare.
Oh, okay.
And he's like sleeping in a FEMA emergency shelter.
Wow.
For the duration of the festival.
Got it.
Catch Ben at the Tuscaloosa Toots Comedy Festival.
Of course, if you can't catch Ben in Tuscaloosa, he will be walking around various neighborhoods Halloween night in Denver, wearing a Spells shirt, wearing a Grawlix armband, hoping to be recognized. So look for him as around the neighborhood. He's hoping that you come up to him and say, I'm such a fan of your work, or compliment him in some way. It's kind of a Ben Halloween tradition. So yes, you'll see him in various neighborhoods around Denver, really hoping that you recognize him.
Indeed.
Andrew, you want me to do the quick credits, or you want to do the quick credits?
I'm ready.
Are you?
And I'd like you to time me. I do them for speed.
I'm
I'm a speed junkie. So get your
stopwatch out. My dad took me to the speed fair growing up.
The speed fair.
All right, Andrew, I've got my timer going. 3, 2, 1, go.
Big thanks to producer Ron Doyle, also Mike Henderson, for your help recording our live show. Our theme music is by Charlie Continental. You can follow us on social media at Grawlix Comedy. Support us and get ad-free episodes and other perks on Patreon, patreon.com/GrawlixAves.
Dude, 9 seconds, 0.74. That was unreal.
Woo!
That is 100% the record. 9.74.
9.74. Great. I think I could beat it. I felt a little slow.
That was unreal. All right, man. Bravo. That was cool to watch. And I'm glad Ben wasn't here to see it because there's more for me to appreciate.
Hell yeah. What are we going to do next week? A little bird told me that we might have.
What kind of bird? Where was it? What time of day? What was the jizz?
It was a blue tufted Weinheimer.
Hell yeah.
You know how they migrate through. Yeah. I know. I only know dogs, so I try to riff a bird. A Weimer wiener. I can't make up a bird.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, what did that fucking bird dog tell you?
It told me that there's a boy crazy coming down the pipe. And it's a retro one. It's a retro one. We're going back to the...
sorry, I'm interrupting you because I just want to get this out so bad.
No, you're so excited, and I understand it. Go ahead. Interrupt away.
A little bird, a red rose-breasted nuthatch told me it's about Beverly Hills 90210. We're getting into
That's what I call the fly of my pants, my nuthatch. So that's funny.
It's so sad we have to end an episode right as you heat up. It sucks. But I know you're going to bring this fire to that boy crazy, and I'm excited for that. We will be back with a boy crazy right in your inbox. I got to close. I'm mispronouncing everything. In the meantime, play us out.
Pray us out, Charlie.
Play us out, Charlie. Hey, doll faces, I can tell we're all a little angry.
We're all a little angry. This fax machine is just got us
This fax machine fiasco has gotten us all worked up.
Oh, my God.